In 1996, Wes Craven changed the theatrical experience with Scream.
Now, 26 years later, the franchise is still going strong, and Ghostface is back at your local Showcase cinemas with Scream 6.
And yo, listen, it's a definitely must-see in the theater. Listen, we're here to talk about Scream 6. The sixth installment in this horror franchise that no one expected to last this long.
Yeah, and this is a little different where for you, this is your franchise.
Yeah,
this is your Star Wars,
my holy grail.
your grail.
My grail.
And I'm on the other side. DJ don't do scary normally. I'm not. Like, the scariest I get is, Disney villains.
Yeah, look at the shirt.
So you came into this as probably your most hyped movie for the year. You were looking forward to this the most?
Dude, my level of excitement for this thing was like through the roof. And like, shout out to Paramount for allowing me to attend the red carpet premiere.
Yeah, you got to go.
The red carpet premiere. I was there.
Yeah.
And yeah, walking out of just being there, like it was like a long day of anxiety. Because like at the end of it all, you're gonna actually see, like it's like waiting in a ride at Disney.
Yeah.
And like when you get there, you're like, I can't wait to get on that ride again. And when you get on that ride, you're like, I'm actually on the ride.
Yeah.
I'm actually on the ride. And then when the ride is over, you're like, I could go do it again.
Yeah. No, 100%. And it's weird because, like I said, I usually don't do horror, and I don't. You can call this a horror movie. You could call it like a thriller kind of. It's kind of it rides the line.
I always call it a suspense thriller.
Yeah, suspense.
It's not really a horror.
So,
I mean, there's kills, but it's not a scary movie.
Yeah. It's not like, zombies or supernatural or nothing like that. But this is a thing where you're like, we're going to see Scream, and I was like, okay, yeah. And I wasn't caught up. I've never seen all the Scream movies. I've seen like Scream 1 and 2. Because when we were in high school, when Scream came out,
speak for yourself, bud.
Everyone had to go see it. I got dragged off to it like 2 or 3 times because everyone had to go see it in the theater. It was like it wasn't just, it's not just a movie franchise. When this thing dropped in the 90s, it was kind of like the first time in our life growing up that a new like icon, like cinematic icon was created.
Yeah.
And like a pop culture phenomenon was built around this movie.
I want to speak to, there's a lot of people out there, because I'm seeing a lot of people that are quick to really bash this thing and say that they didn't enjoy it. I mean, it's to each his own. Everybody's not going to enjoy it. Everything's not made for everyone.
Okay.
But I think that there's a reason that certain people resonate with it and don't, because to me, I love this franchise only because I feel like it's a love letter of what was. So then you have a group of people who may have grown up when it first hit. It may have been their first horror experience. Mm-hmm. So they have nothing more to compare it to except itself. So it's easy to be like, 1 was what I grew up on, 2, 3, 4, etc. No, not so much. But I kind of get what they're doing. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's more of a love letter or homage to the classic horror. And to me, Scream is more of the most modern horror you can get that feels like the 80s slasher movie. And it's like pure nostalgia for me. Like I love what they do and how they keep it. And I love a whodunit. Who doesn't love a whodunit?
Yeah, no, I like whodunits. It's and actually Scream was the first horror movie I saw in the theater.
Really?
And it was at the old Showcase Worcester North.
That's
when we were in school.
The first Scream I saw, I believe I saw it in the Showcase downtown. Mm-hmm. I did definitely see the first one in the theater, and I went back to see the sequels. Like I said, I was always a fan of Wes Craven.
I was not.
Really?
No, the guy with the glove ruined my life at a young age. Like, I'm not a fan at all.
Not a Freddy fan.
Not a Freddy fan. So that's why I was very hesitant when I was a kid to go see this, but it is a different kind of movie. Like I said, so I wasn't super excited to see the 6th one. Yeah. You kind of dragged me to it, but let's start with this. So where did we see it at? We saw it at Blackstone.
That was that was the second time I saw it. Yeah,
okay,
Blackstone.
So when we went to we went to the Showcase fan event, which that was kind of cool. So the cool thing about this is, and like we talked before, anytime you go to a theater, especially for a franchise, when you go for opening, you're going to be surrounded by fans of the franchise. So we went to a 5:00 Thursday showing, and that mug was virtually sold out. everyone had their Stab T-shirts on. Like it was, I
Yeah.
wore a Gummy Bears T-shirt because I wanted to be a little different. But you could feel like the people were stoked, people were cheering for the credits, and that's what going to the movies is all about.
The experience.
It was. I had my giant popcorn.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, they gave me free Swedish fish. That was
we
kind of
got
cool.
we got the free fan posters. I know a lot of you out there. If you went to the
Yeah.
fan, it was in 3D too.
It was in I was a little worried about it because
3D.
I don't see 3D that good, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like I haven't seen a 3D movie in a long time, probably since Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't like gimmicky 3D. It was just depth kind of stuff.
And I had enough to compare it with because the red carpet premiere they didn't give us 3D.
Okay.
So we saw regular. So seeing it in 3D, I mean, you don't got to go out of your way for the 3D, but it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
And if you're optically impaired like I am, it didn't hurt my eyes,
Yeah.
so that was good. I was
Okay.
able to see it.
Okay, so let's talk about Scream 6. Let's just go overall. What did you think being the casual that you are and going in this thing and seeing it, not even remembering what you knew or thought you knew about the franchise? Walking out, what did you
so as someone who doesn't really do horror movies, slasher movies, anything like that, didn't have any expectations going into it. All I really know is that you had heard that Nev wasn't coming back for this one for whatever reason, which is fine because I think if she was back, it would have been a small hit anyway because of the way the story went. I thought this movie was awesome. It was awesome. Like they got me until the very last 5 minutes. I had no idea what was going on.
Really?
They tricked me. Yeah. I thought I had it. And then I was like, oh, okay, no, I don't got it. And then it's like, oh, I did have it. You got me. You got me, you sons of guns.
Yeah, listen, they've gotten me every single time. Every single time they've got me. And I pride myself as a movie pundit, someone who gets this stuff. Listen, I can watch a drama or a TV series. I can watch it and I can pretty much predict what's going to happen in the writing with the character arcs and things like that. But for some reason with Scream, they get me every single time.
You don't want to know.
And
your brain tells you
you
don't
know
want
what?
to
That's
know.
probably what it is.
That's
I'm
what it
probably
is.
shutting it off and I'm like, I'm just enjoying this ride. But I walked into this thing with so much excitement. And like I said, from the red carpet premiere and from the screening that we went to, Ghostface, this character is now legitimately like the rock star. It doesn't matter who the bad guy is, but when the first time, I told you, I said that opening scene is badass. That opening scene had me ready to stand in ovation that movie before I saw anything else.
They don't play around. It gets right into it. There's no lull in this movie at all. On top of that stuff too, it's just, you know what? It's shot real well. The cast is real good. It's just it looks like a great movie too. So I pay attention to all that kind of stuff too. The soundtrack was good and everything like that. And but it was a lot of action too. It was.
Yeah. There were some different beats in this that I enjoyed in this movie that you don't get in your typical Scream film, and the world felt a little more open. Because what I really wanted a lot of fans and non-fans to understand was that in the trailer, a lot of comparisons were going around about Jason Takes Manhattan. And to be real, I'll be real honest with you.
Yeah.
Comparing the two, Jason Takes Manhattan is the better movie about a slasher in a fish out of water, big city type of storyline. Because not taking away from Scream, but Scream is still pretty much contained within the main characters, the core four, so to speak.
Yes.
In a big city, but it's still contained.
Because Jason doesn't care. Jason will just act as whatever he wants. The Scream stuff was focused, because that's it makes for a better movie, I think, because
it breaks the monotony, it breaks the traditional tropes that we're used to. I honestly, although I'm a huge fan of Neve Campbell, she's the one that got me into this franchise, how much I love it. I'm okay with her not being in this movie. I don't miss her, and I don't miss her only because they
explain it.
They give you a good explanation for it.
And it makes sense in the grand scheme of things, what's going on. So, and that's come from someone who doesn't know really what, I did a little bit of read up. I knew okay, this one. But they kind of run you through the whole franchise. Yeah. They line up the timeline for you. Great. So even if you're like me, if you're casual and you're not up to date with Scream, you can go into seeing this and they kind of put it all, they give you a little history lesson. And so, okay, I got it. I'm ready to go. That you get your bearings. And it's not just me. I got a friend who went and saw it Friday, because he was off of work, and he's like, "Oh, they did a good job with it." And that's not really his thing either. Yeah. So,
did it make you want to go back and check out the other ones again?
It did. It did. Especially like, we'll say 5 because it's like this generation of characters because
Yeah.
it seems like,
Yeah.
a couple might be going forward again
Mhm.
too. So yeah, I'm going to have to go get caught up now.
Yeah, I definitely recommend, like, out of all these movies, I know a lot of people get, fatigued or they get overwhelmed, like, with the Marvel stuff because
Yes.
there's so many. But there are 6 movies, but honestly, realistically, you could just go back to 5
Yeah.
and jump right in because this is a new generation of victims and final girls and all that goodness. But their story really begins one movie ago.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit of history. I actually rewatched 5 last night.
Oh, okay.
I went back to it. I was watching it last night during this movie, the daylight savings.
Mhm.
I was up. I was just up, so I was like, let me just watch 5. I'm not gonna lie, 6 is better than 5. 6 is
Yeah.
better. I'm saying it right now. For a week I was wrestling with this in my head. Like, I don't know. People have asked me which one do you think is better than 5, and I was like, I don't know, because you got to kind of watch 5 to get.
Yeah.
But you are explaining you don't need to watch 5.
You don't need to watch 5. I had no idea. And as soon as they just started dropping it, okay, I know who that is. Okay, so that links to that. And okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And it took me like maybe 5 minutes to figure it all out. And
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Now we're good. Let's keep going.
Let's give a shout out to Radio Silence because these guys have managed to keep this thing fresh. Like, I walked out of there like, how do they keep doing this? Like,
How many times can someone put a mask on and grab a knife and it still say fresh?
It's amazing how well written this series is, even after, because I felt like it lost its steam in 3. 3's my least favorite one. 4 brought it back to me because it'd been a while. It's been gone for a while, and when it came back, it just kind of felt good to see it thrive again.
I've
But
seen like 5 minutes of 3.
3's is my least favorite
It's
one.
got James Silent Bob in it though.
It does have Jay and
It's
Silent
got my
Bob
guys
in
in
it.
it.
And that's probably the only reason
That's the
you
reason
watch.
I saw that 5 minutes was because Jay and Silent Bob were in it.
But I like that movie because of this one scene, part 3. I like part 3 because of that one scene with Randy. Just like was like so meta, and I love continuity. Like, I'm a continuity junkie. You give me something that ties into something that once was, that makes sense, and then I'm south.
I am a huge fan of like
wet.
harken backs and canon and stuff like that too. So I'm sure if I had seen 4 and 5, there's a moment with an older character and a newer character, and they're kind of they're battling a little bit. I was like, I'm sure that for you that must have been amazing. So.
Oh, the little banter.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Listen, let me tell you this, right? There's a site that I follow called HelloSydney.com.
Okay.
Great. If you're a Scream fan, horror fan, follow them. They're on Instagram. They don't know me. I'm just a fan that follows back. And they were posting stills. It's like an official site. I think like an unofficial official site for Scream.
Mm-hmm.
And they were posting still shots as time was coming closer. So they were getting like exclusive still shots. And there was one still that they posted with Kirby's character and Mindy's character, which are the 2 movie buffs in the franchise.
The new Randy's basically.
Yeah, Randy's niece and
Yeah.
Kirby. And all I saw was a still. And I promise you, if you go find this picture, I commented, I can only imagine what horror movie banter is going on between these 2 characters.
That was great. It was great.
And that was before I even saw the movie. And then, sure enough, that came true. Listen, man, they can make 10,000 of these movies, and I'm there every time. Because it's just...
We'll see about 10,000.
Listen, dude, we went to 11 Jason movies as kids.
I saw him in USA.
Whatever.
With my eyes closed.
Like, there was like 11 Jason movies, and then 20 years late they gave us Jason versus Freddy, and it's still smashed at the box office.
Yeah.
Halloween. How many Halloweens do we have?
That's true.
And how many times have we been disappointed watching a Halloween movie?
This is also
Listen,
true.
Scream is consistently giving us something worthy of talking about. It may not be the best franchise in horror history, but you gotta admit, it hasn't fallen off to the point where we're like, we got to leave this thing alone.
No, and I think one thing they did too is, and I guess it's kind of like a horror movie tradition is you get these younger stars in at the ground level. So in this thing you have Hayden Panettiere, Courtney Cox is back, and let's not forget the reason why most people are going to see this is because right now Jenna Ortega is white hot.
I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk a little bit about that because right now this movie I think is sitting at like almost 40 at the box office.
Is it? I didn't even look this
morning. It was like something like it's in that range or something. But for you being a casual, you said that she was your draw.
Yeah, well, that and the fact that you said we're going to see Scream, but yeah, no, I mean, but that's the one. Obviously, like I didn't know Hayden Panettiere was in because I didn't watch the trailers and stuff.
Okay,
I know her because I used to watch Lost and everything. She used to be on Law and Order once a lot, but you can't help but kind of look at Jenna Ortega and know you're just coming off the Wednesday thing, which I loved.
Yeah.
And she might be in Beetlejuice going for it. And so
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
she's like the it girl right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't hurt, but it's the whole like a bunch of young kids, but the cast it just worked really well together. The chemistry on screen with these kids was great.
Yeah, and you can see the growth. Like I tell you, if you go watch 5,
yeah, which I'm gonna do it probably tonight.
Like I watched 5, and I was comparing the two, and I was like, God, they don't look like they know who they are yet. In this one, you get that gel, that core 4.
That's a good word for it. It is. It does.
Like,
everything just gels together so well in this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because like I would, all the other movies, you're kind of stuck in this one little town.
Mm-hmm.
This little town. Now you're in New York City. The kids are in college.
Mm-hmm.
They're so why you never know how far the spread's going to be on this.
Yeah.
Because you're in a bigger city, and that always kind of ups the stakes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the possibility for more like casuals and non-main cast members to get involved and stuff, which kind of happens a little bit. And now it was a real good movie. Like I said, I always judge, especially when I go to the theater, which we all know I love to go to the theater. I judge a movie on how much popcorn do I shove down my throat while watching it. That's how I know if I'm having a good time. And I went through an entire number 5 combo popcorn with the big lid on it.
You did.
Yep.
You did.
Crushed the
And I didn't even have anything to eat. I was like so excited about seeing it again.
Yeah.
That I was like, I just want to kind of, because the first time I watched it was like too much adrenaline. I was kind of like in a zone and excited, and I had a long day at the red carpet part. So by the time I got to watch it, I'm like overload right now. But this was I was honed in, and I walked out like, yeah, it was as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, I was like The Force Awakens, because I went to the Disney red carpet premiere down at Disney World and everything like that, and I was exhausted by the time the movie hit, and I saw it again the next weekend with my kid. I was like, oh yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah. Like I could see it again. Like it's.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take my daughter to go see it.
And I think it's just the beats, the way that they make that killer character, the Ghostface character, so iconic. Mm-hmm. It's like every time it's on screen, you don't care who's in the mask. You're just like, yeah, like I'm ready. Like bring it on.
Yeah, and again, especially like I said, because we were in a theater full of Scream people.
Mm.
Everyone who was there wanted to be there.
Yep.
Granted, I was dragged, but I still wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I said that it's you could feel the vibe. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. It was a good vibe in the room.
Yeah.
And that helps too. And that's with a lot of stuff coming out this summer too. It's like there's a lot of stuff coming out that has big fan bases, whether it's Mario, Dungeons and Dragons, Flash, all that. I mean,
and that's what makes the experience worth a while. Like I'm telling you, sometimes people underestimate the power of the movie theater. Yeah. Like growing up, like I don't want to age ourselves, but we didn't have the luxury of the streaming services. We had, we had to go out and rent videos.
If you had a 30-inch TV, you were like loaded. It's like it was different.
So even just having the theater experience, you get to see it for the first time with everyone, and everyone's reacting. It's like watching movie trailer reactions. People watch movie trailer reactions and reviews because they want to see the experience through the eyes of someone else.
Yeah.
And then I put a status up the other day, about the second time we went. Well, second time I went, and how I wanted to thank that audience for making my second experience even better than the first, because I sometimes just love to watch things through the eyes of the audience.
Yeah.
And it just makes the experience so much better. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else left to say about this film except go see this.
Go out and see it. It was excellent.
Like hit up showcasecinemas.com, go to their app, get your tickets, grab your friends, grab your popcorn, grab your family, and go see this film. Especially if you're a horror. You can't be a real horror buff if you're not checking out Scream. Like you just can't. You can't be a real horror buff if you're not. But I honestly I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I'm excited if they're going to do another one. Who knows? Most likely. I mean,
I'm sure they're going to do another one. Thank God people are ready for that theatrical experience again.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same if you watch it on your couch. It's just not.
Not until Halloween season.
Yeah. Actually, do you think this is because you have a horror movie coming out at non-peak horror time? Do you think that might maybe help a little bit too?
I still haven't figured out that time schedule yet, because I always talk about this. I'm like, why do horror movies come out at the beginning of the year and not during the Halloween season? But
because Scream 1 was in December. So.
Yeah. No, Scream. Oh, the original.
The original one was in December,
and then the 5 came out in January of last year.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is that they like to have it ready in time for home watch,
Maybe, yeah.
home video. Because fair to say, Halloween's not like really let's go out. It's more of a let's stay in and watch the
I think, you ever try to go like back in the day? Do you ever used to try to go to like a Blockbuster and get a copy of Scream on Halloween?
Impossible.
Wasn't happening.
Yeah, impossible.
Wasn't happening unless you knew the kid who worked there and he had a stash for you in the drawer.
You could barely get any Halloween movie.
You couldn't get anything.
Scary movie during Halloween season.
No.
Like, good luck.
End up watching Fox and the Hound on Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, but I said this was a great movie. Even if you're not a slasher guy like me, it was excellent. Like I've already pre-ordered the disc.
Literally just did it. When I told him about it,
I was like, "Oh, the Steelbook's out."
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it was great. I can't wait for the next one. What's the next thing we are seeing? What's our next?
I think we got Shazam. Shazam is next.
Shazam. What's our next like showcase show movie we're doing?
I don't even remember right now because the list is so long.
Dungeons and Dragons.
You're right. Yeah, Dungeons.
Yeah, so it just the year just keeps on. It's the gift that keeps on giving. 2023's theatrical.
And we hope you all join us and come out and see these things because there's going to be a lot of fun things happening. I'm more excited about what's happening with Mario Brothers. We'll tell y'all.
Yeah,
about that.
that was fun. But go see Scream 6. Said if you can go see it at a Showcase Cinemas. They're great theaters. If you go, get yourself a Star Pass so you can start earning your rewards. And if you're planning on seeing a lot of stuff, just get the Showcase subscribe. And just go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just subscribe.
And there might even be some more posters lingering.
There might be, if you go, ask if they have any
or let me know. Drop a comment. I have a few extras. I might, hand some out to some of you who
there we go.
Real Scream fans out there.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say, man. You got anything left for these guys?
No, I mean this was it. I said my first pleasant surprise in a long time at a movie theater. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm always up for the horror. It's very, I'm very hard on horror, and so far Scream has not let me down. I know a lot of you people are probably not happy with it, but there are a lot more people who are happy about it. So, I'm Klepcx. This is my man DJ Gove, and we are out of here. And until next time, y'all, hope you enjoy the show.